personalized, more specific letters, because those usually go a little bit further than just, kind of canvassing an entire area. So I wanted to kind of see what you guys are doing in that sense, and how that's working out and what the ROI's been.
All right. You don't mind if I just record my answer on YouTube? You won't be able to see your face or anything, but you'll hear your voice. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we used to do. We tried mailings. All right. We tried them. We tried mailings, and we also tried doing neighborhood mailers. Like, when you sell a house, they say you do 100 just listed, just sold cards.
Yeah.
We tried doing that, and we stopped. The reason we stopped is because we didn't think it was profitable for the amount of money you have to put in. The people that I know that are successful with mailers, it's weird because they don't talk about it, but from like all my friends that are doing way better than me, what I learned is basically this: to have success in mailings, like, dude, you have to be ready to do it for at least 2 years to see like the turnover return. You know what I mean? Where people keep coming back to you. So people like there's a guy that mailed my neighborhood, for instance. He mailed 3 times and stopped. What I realized is people don't need you when you mail. That mail needs to get there when they need it. So if somebody's selling their house in October and you mail them in May, it doesn't matter. But if you hit them in October and they want to sell in October, then you'll get it. So I just think with the mailers, you have to be able to do it for 2 years, like financially,
Yeah.
The just listed, just sold, same thing, consistency. Like, we weren't consistent enough. We tried doing it on houses that were like 500,000 or plus because, then the return would be better. But I just think you got to do it consistently. And from everything I'm studying now, it's like you could probably put the same amount of money or more into social media, like running ads, because technically that's just a billboard in front of your face on your phone. And because with most of those houses with the mailers, you're just shooting in the dark. It's not like somebody has to sell and you're mailing to that person. You're mailing like farming. So what you have to do is just be there for so long that eventually people start calling you. Unless you mail and you call, probably do both. You know what I mean? Just to double down. But I just think in my mind, at the business we're at now, right? So we did way over $500,000 in commissions, and we don't do mailers, man. We tried doing just listed, just sold neighborhood cards, and then we stopped. But the people that I see that it really works for them, it seems like they're mailing like 20,000 pieces a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So how many are you mailing?
So I tend to overanalyze things, and people even say like I get paralysis by analysis, because I try to get hyper specific and super targeted.
I think
where based on the on some of the resources we have, we can really filter out properties that we don't want. So I can filter out properties that were listed within the last 6 months. They expired, but they haven't been relisted yet. So they're not back on the MLS, and it's all verified.
How many do you know how many properties that is in a month or in a day that get your mailer?
Yeah, so I'm filtering it out by like different zip codes in my area and different neighborhoods that I know. Also checking over the turnover rate as well to make sure that there were actually closed sales there as well. Because like, why are these ones expiring?
Remember when I used to cold call all the time?
Yeah, your cold calling expired and physical videos. Yeah, man.
So I used to call them, and then I used to mail them, and then call them, and mail them, and call them, and mail them, like 3rd letter, 4th letter, right? And what happened to me is the stamps were too expensive at the time, and the work of mailing was a lot of work. Like, yeah. And I think if you're not doing it, if you're doing it yourself, it's going to get to the point where it's a lot of work way before it gets to the point where you get a return, like a good, solid return. That's just my opinion, I think you're better off taking that money, whatever it is, and running Facebook ads, just promoting yourself, or doing like neighborhood market stats for the area you want to cover.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking too as well is, because like you said, it's true. It's very time consuming, creating these lists and filtering it out, different properties, and then, creating the flyer and then doing all of those little kind of administrative, things. They're not really money making activities. Because the other thing I was thinking is just, is doing YouTube as well and just making neighborhood videos and, shooting properties for sale just locally around here. Just go in, do a quick 2-minute tour, put a link to the MLS link in the property, and maybe spend a little money on YouTube ads. I don't know. That's what
we're gonna start doing. Well, the reason being is because if you think about it, like let's be honest, like mailers are good, but you can get way more if it's about getting people to see you, your name, and things like that. You could get way more reach on YouTube and social media. It's just you doing it consistently. And that is way easier to do than to do mailers. And if you think about it, if we take it one step further, I recently started doing YouTube videos, like started giving my own advice because I'm like on a Gary V hype train right now. I'm going crazy.
I hear you, man.
And I actually just decided to listen to what he's saying, right? Just put out content and just talk your talk. And if you think about it, you reached out kind of to me through me just starting to do that. And I just started. Like, I know we've been doing videos, but I just started my own YouTube channel. So if you think about it, the reach is way quicker. And where do you spend your time personally? Is it on mailers? Or is it on your phone, right? And if you were to reach out to me, it's way quicker for you to hit me up on the phone. I think you should take your money and just go towards social and videos.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think that gives me like good clarity on that, because it's definitely, the reach is there. I mean, even if I look at like LinkedIn, for example, I've been leveraging LinkedIn for quite a while, just because it's the algorithm gets more reach, and there's not a lot of real estate agents, using it to the potential that it's capable of. So if I just post like a recent article, for example, or something from Bloomberg, like some hedge funds moving to South Florida, and then I look like a week later and that article got 2,000 views, and I can see who's looking at my profile, and I'm connecting with them. And I didn't spend a dime,
Exactly, and it's good.
Right, yeah.
I think that's a way better chance to take. Are you there?
Yeah, I lost you for a second. I got you back.
That's all right. I don't know, man. My honest opinion's when I was cold calling and I was mailing, it just took a lot. It ends up being a lot of work. The only people that I seen it work for on a successful level, and I know it's pretty successful because they don't tell you how successful it is, but if you read between the lines, it seems like it does good, are people that do at least 16 to 20,000 or more mailers every month, and they have it automated, meaning they don't do it. They have somebody design the card. They got a system for that, and they have somebody shipping it and mailing it. They don't even touch it. And they done it for a while, and they do it in only 4 towns that all touch each other, and I've seen that successfully work. But I think on anything less than probably 10,000 pieces, you're just not going to get the return over time fast enough, I don't think. I just think it'd be way better. I don't know how much money it takes to mail, but I think you'd get way more ROI if you spend that money on social.
Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely. What I may still do, because it's worked for me in the past, and I don't have to invest too much time, is personalized letters to the homeowners where you can see they've been in the property for 20 to 25 years. So, they may be in a certain demographic, maybe they're going to downsize.
Oh, I would do that too. I would do that too. If you can do it consistently. But then you also got to think too, Dave, if one thing worked, man, You gotta just do that way more. If it worked for you, you should have never stopped, man.
I know, man. My wife tells me the same thing. She's like, why aren't you doing personalized letters? That like these old folks have called you before, offer you a letter. And they have to keep your information too, because they don't use social.
Dude, you gotta listen to your wife, man. I think that yeah, dude, 100%. If it worked, if you got one lead or one closing from it, you gotta figure out how to multiply that, and the only way you can do that is just do it way more, like just double down, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I think that's, instead of the postcards and just canvassing a whole area, it's not worth it because, like you said, it does, it can take, a year to 2 years to build up a presence doing direct mail and being consistent with it, and it's costly.
Yeah, it ends up...
Go the social media route and build up the Facebook ads and the Google ads too. They're still pretty inexpensive.
You know what I'm going to do? When my company ends up breaking like 1 million, which is coming soon, I'm going to start mailing, because that's more of a massive marketing technique, I think. On a smaller scale, I just don't think it works that good because it's too much money and too much time.
Yeah.
You
know? Yeah, I agree.
That's cool, man. Let me know what you end up doing. I'd be curious to know, man, because I'd want to try some of those things out here, but I think that's a good move. Your wife knew what's up. Does she have a real estate license?
No, she's a nurse, but I told her, look, you should just get your real estate license too, because you get access to all of these communities of some of these folks. So she's kind of like my boots on the ground as well.
That's awesome.
These areas of Delray Beach and Boca.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that try it, see how it works. But I heard this rule one time. I was just talking to a friend of mine. Is like anything you do that's marketing based, you got to be ready to do it for 2 years. So if you can't fund it for 2 years, you probably shouldn't do it, because that's how long it takes to get a consistent look at what the return is, and then to actually make it work. Because you got to figure, like, imagine if I'm mailing your house for 2 years. In 2 years, and you decide to sell, it's going to be whoever your best friend is, another realtor that you know, and then you probably give me a chance because you've been seeing my face for 2 damn years,
Yeah, that's true.
So I just know it's called the 18-month rule. I don't know if it's any law. We'll call it David's law. But that'll be cool, man. Anyway, I hope you're doing awesome.
Yeah, man, definitely approaching 2021 with a whole new perspectives, getting back in the swing of things. Appreciate you giving me a call. Love the content. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, brother.
Next time you're down in South Florida, let's meet up or something.
Yeah, man, I'll be there soon, dude. You know me, I travel all the time. I love Florida. I go down there all the time. But next time I'm down there, man, let's get together, get some lunch.
Sounds good, man. Sounds like a plan. Appreciate it, man. Happy New Year again to you and the family, and stay well.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bro. Bye.
That's what I think you should do. That was my friend Dave in Florida. That's what I think you should do about mailers. If anybody has any better advice, or that you have some stuff that worked, go ahead and comment, and then that way we can share some good information with some amazing people.